Okay, we are live.
Perfecto. So let's start. Hola Mauricio and hello everybody. Great to have you here for this talk about real estate in Colombia today. And maybe you can start by introducing yourself.
Hi, Anna. Thanks for organizing this and for sharing your passion with Colombia. Well, just a short introduction. Everybody knows me here, the ones who follow and in this profile and also in my YouTube channel. You know that I'm been in the real estate business for over 25 years. From 10 years from now, almost 14 years now, I've been helping foreigners to buy and invest in real estate in Colombia. So it's been quite a journey now, and well, that's the idea. I like to promote my country, and that's what we're doing now. Also assisting, promoting, basically in real estate. That's what we do, and that's what all my followers are or you see in the content that I can share. So that's nice to have you here because I know you are very passionate about Colombia and you are a very enthusiastic person promoting, even if you're not Colombian, you promoting the country. So it's nice to have this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful introduction. And maybe we can directly jump into the first question. Like, tell us about Colombia. Why should anybody think or consider to buy real estate in Colombia? Tell us something about the pros and cons of buying real estate in Colombia.
Yeah, sure. Well, basically, you everybody know the cons of Colombia, maybe because we have an outside image of insecurity, danger, or these kind of things. However, Colombia has a lot of uh, advantages among other countries in Latin America. So basically, the people who wants to invest in real estate or invest basically in any business in any industry, they do it because they know the country. They have made their due diligence. They know all the advantages of a country. Where we can talk about the general things that you can find in any page, that we have two seas, we have beautiful cities, beautiful women, so all these kind of things. But when you are an investor, you need uh, uh, data, yeah, you need information. So that's important to know. And basically, as a country in general, what I can say is that, or what everybody agrees, not only we as Colombians, is that Colombia has, for example, like economic stability. Yeah, you can see, and not now, just along the time, the government or the state always maintains an orthodox management of the economics. So that keeps Colombia as a stability country in this matter. Also in politics, for example, politics. I don't like to talk about politics, but it's a fact that you don't have to be that you have to be aware. And you know that Colombia has, despite all these problems that the people see outside, that among other countries in Latin America, we have a steady type of political stability, so to speak. I can tell you, for example, while other countries in the 60s or the 70s last with a long military regimes, we're in Colombia, we only have 1 2 years with a military government, and the transition was in democratic. So that was not any problem. That's another thing that that people or investors look. So now, for example, there is also a strong, uh, uh, um, how you say that, impulse for the foreign investment. Yeah, all the legal, the tax policies are focused because the country as a state, not the government now, but from 10 years or 20 years from now, uh, Colombia is interested in promoting foreign investment. So that's basically what I can say about in general. And just talking about the real estate market, well, it's also you have to see we are 51 million now inhabitants in Colombia. Uh, we have around 15 cities, 15, 20 cities that have more than 500,000 inhabitants. Uh, that's I mean, there is a lot of potential for that. There is another important data that we have like 5.1 million deficit of housing. Yeah, that's around 10% of our population. So there is a strong market for growth in the housing industry, and we're seeing now that, for example, the subsidized housing, that is the ones that the government promotes, this is a political that have maintained for over 10 years now, and it keeps as a policy of a state to continue doing these subsidies because I mean we saw that the recent years we have like a record of sales in this subsidized housing because the incentive that the government is making. So that's another opportunity for the real estate market. We have also we were despite the pandemic, we have an active also real estate market in housing, and with all of these things that you can see and the big picture in Colombia, we are I mean an economy that is growing. Yeah, you see that the maybe many in Latin America not thinking Colombia in the first place. Yeah, they look for Brazil or Mexico because of the size of these countries and the market. But there are small markets that are not the trendy, and that's what I can say in this case for the real estate business in Colombia.
Oh, these were some very, very interesting facts, and many of those I've actually never heard before. So, really good insight. And maybe you can tell us something about the current situation, like with the pandemic, and how is Colombia doing right now, and how was Colombia doing like maybe 6 months ago and 1 year ago. Maybe you can give us a short insight.
Yeah, it's I mean, for example, the I mean, we had all the problems that all countries had. We have the lockdowns. Uh, we even well, we have also the stop on, for example, in the constructions, all projects were stopped. So it hit us like every other ones in the world because that's not. I mean, the pandemic is not only in Colombia; it was around the world. But one of the things that I, for example, when I talk with someone outside in Europe or even in Australia or at the US, is that we manage quite well. I can see, I can say because well, we have the vaccination policy was very fast, and the coverage was better, even more than other developed countries, for example. So that things that I mean, we don't have we're not a rich country that you can pay the people to stay at home. Yeah, so people had to start looking for their own income for how to gain the day to day income. So people had to go out and work, and that's what it happens. Uh, but obviously taking care of all these measures and the prevention things that the caution things that you have to make uh, is that the common sense. But that made also see that the country was uh, I mean dealing well with the pandemic. So that's something important. one of the industry that was like privileged because one of the first allowed to open and start working was the in fact the construction industry. Yeah, because construction has been always the one industry that pulls all the other sectors. So that's why basically we have uh, 2 3 months of pause of in the construction on the developing of the construction projects. But then when we started to to uh, to start again, we saw that it also helped to move the economy of the country, no? So and again, one of the things that has been very important is the support of the government in this the housing subsidies, because people now realize that real estate is an important investment, no? So that's why also the market has developed so well, even with numbers better uh, before the pandemic. Yeah, I mean, we this year we have a record numbers in the sale of housing. Yeah, better than 10 years ago. So that's quite interesting for a country like us.
Yeah. So if all those reasons sound very good to me, maybe you can tell us, how can I finance my offshore purchase? Are they like, yeah, what options do I have, and how can I purchase my dream house in Colombia?
Yeah. Well, basically, uh, there it depends. It depends basically on the type of investment that you're gonna make. Yeah. Uh, for a housing, I mean, you as a foreigner, you can't use a local bank to finance. Yeah, you can use as long as you are a resident or a Colombian citizen. Yeah, some but foreigners just that live here after a period of time they get their residence, and then they can also apply for a loan, for a local loan. But what most investors also do, I mean, they in other sectors, for example, you have different options of financing depending of the type of the project that you're gonna achieve. Yeah. For example, you can also use your financing at home, seeing that the interest rates were so low a year, even what they last at a low point during several times. Now they're starting to rise, but it's not. It's also a good rate to finance a project overseas. No, the other thing is to use also I mean, the direct financing with the owner of the property or with the project in Colombia. So you can arrange also use the use of the capital in order to start a building and do it with a term of financing with directly with the owner. No, so that's basically what you have to bear in mind. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have these opportunities just as a foreigner, but it hasn't been also an issue for development or any other types of investments in real estate. No.
And one last question. So, how high are the interest rates in Colombia? If I would decide to get a loan in Colombia, how high are the interest rates at the current moment?
Well, now we have. You have for a loan for a housing, basically a housing loan. You have around 12% for a 20 years long period mortgage loan. Yeah, that's an interest in pesos. No, so with a fixed rate. Sometimes you can also arrange a fixed rate in pesos. So that's around the fix of the I mean the rate of a fixed interest.
Okay, when I purchase the home, like, are there any hidden fees, or what are the purchase and ownership costs of a property, or the closing costs? So when I decide to buy a property, what kind of costs do I have to calculate into my purchase?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, every time you make a transaction regarding real estate, you have to have in mind that there are closing fees. Where one of at the moment that you pay for a notary, we use notary public notaries here. We also have to pay for the registration at the public offices registration. There is also a fee. Uh, Basically, that's well, if you already own a property and if you're not the first time owner, you have to pay a retention tax. That's around 1%. And the other thing is the normal property tax, the annual property tax of any property that you have to bear in mind. So yeah, that's I mean, assuming all these costs, it could be around 4 to 5% of the deal.
Okay,
Is around that kind of percentage that you have to bear in mind.
okay, that's actually very low in comparison to other countries.
Yeah, that's an average. I mean, I know that. I don't know. For example, in Germany, how much are those costs?
It's way higher than this. Like, it also depends on the region, but the costs may vary, like between like 11-13%, like in total, like all the costs together may go up like until 13%. So it's really, really high.
Yeah, yeah, that's one of the things that also investors look this type of cost. Yeah, to include it in the value of the investment, basically.
And would there be like any, like, in case I would decide for a property, do I also have a time, like a recession period, where I can change my mind on the purchase? Or is it like one time, once I sign the contract, like, there's no way going back?
Yeah, for I mean, then what you have to be reminded in any real estate transaction is that you need to do like a purchase agreement, a previous purchase agreement. We call it promise of purchase agreement, and that's where you state all the details for the transaction, all the way that you want to make the deal. Yeah. So if you the way of payment, how you're gonna pay, at what time, and all the things that you have to see if you want to, I mean, if you can comply with the agreement, what are the things that you're gonna have, and those are all things that can be agreed. Yeah, there's not only one like fixed way of doing business. Is basically the type of agreement that you can also have, and that is manageable. Also, obviously, you have to bear in mind that you're according the law, but basically all the things about terms, price, and way of payment, you can do it through a purchase of promise of purchase agreement. That's what we call it here.
Okay, and would you recommend to look for an international lawyer and international team that helps me with the purchase, or where can I find like a reputable local lawyer or team that helps me with the purchase? What do you recommend? Do you recommend to go with like some kind of international team, or like a local team? Can I trust everybody, or what should I look for when I?
Yeah, yeah, that's that. Well, basically here the when you're going to invest in a new country, and well, with the Latin American things, yeah, because but also in developed countries you have to be aware of a lot of things, even in the local. So you have the first thing is that you need to hire a local expert. Yeah, this so to speak, an expert. Yeah, but and it's not necessarily a lawyer because I mean, the law is one of the parts of a real estate investment, yeah. But there are other things that you have to be in mind, yeah. How the market is moving, how what are the best trends to my property, what are the best use of this property, if the location is the right one, if I'm going to buy on an off-plan project, what is going to be the time, or what are going to be the use of the money in the meantime. So you have to take care of these kind of things. In my case, I have my own team of tax experts, lawyers that help in when someone is going to make an investment. But if you require, for example, for a construction project, we need also to hire someone that can deal with all the legal things through municipalities, yeah, and the architects that can help us to have all the plans and things that you have to present to a municipality in order to get approved for a license, for example. So there are several things depending of the type of investing you're gonna make. Uh, there is also the tax. Well, that's the tax implication is very important. For example, you see that Colombia now wants to promote hotels, tourism in small municipalities. For example, lower than 200,000 inhabitants. So there are some incentives in this case that you can also have if you invest in a hotel or in a tourist project. Yeah, this all these type of things that you have to be aware. So the best thing is to go through a local expert. That's what I said. Yeah, and then maybe uh, you can also, I mean, go one if you want to do it by yourself. Sometimes you need to go. You see, okay, I'm going to a lawyer, but when you find out that there's something that you have to see about the use of the land, so you have to hire someone that can help him with that. And then if you need a tax or if you want to make also uh, a vehicle like a society on escrow, or if you're going to do it as a natural person, what you said, an entity, there is different things that you have to be aware.
Okay, so my next question would have been like, how can I legally protect myself in the transfer of title? But you've actually already answered this one. But maybe you can give like top 3 points that I should bear in mind when I look for the right people. Like your 3 tips to go for when I decide to purchase a home in Colombia.
Yeah, we have the database of the registered properties is already available on the internet. What you have to ask for an owner of if you want to check the titles of a property, you can get a title certificate directly from the internet. You need the number of the matricula. That's the record title that we have. That's a number. And if you so the first thing that you have to see is, okay, I want to see an update certificate. You can ask it on the internet, and it's cost like $5, something like that, and you can pay it through the internet. Then you can check also this document that is issued by the public registry office, and then you can analyze what is the titles. Yeah, and then it comes the other part, because, well, you say you see the document, but how can you see that in fact this is the guy is the right owner, or if it doesn't have liability like a mortgage or these kind of things. You have to read it, but I mean, you have to know how to analyze it. Yeah, but again, that's what a local can help you. And, well, this is not rocket science. Any Colombian can also know how to read. Sometimes there is not. I mean, there are some specific, digamos, let's say, liabilities, like, for example, inheritance. Yeah, that also are recorded, but maybe you don't see it as clear as that. Yeah. Or if you have a mortgage with a bank, yeah, you said I see that for example, an owner had a mortgage and then sell it, and then was sell it again and again, but they didn't take in account that the mortgage was not removed, for example. Yeah, but the
Yeah.
transaction was made. Yeah, that kind of things that could happen. So well, this again is important to know how at least what things you have to bear in mind. Yeah.
And do I have to become a resident to own a property in Colombia, or can I become a resident if I own property in Colombia?
Well, yes, there is this is what is called that investment visas. Yeah, basically it's not residence, but it's a residence status depending of the size of um, of the property that you're gonna buy. Yeah, so that depending of the amount that you're gonna invest, you can have a status that goes from 5 to 10 years, and then that can give you like better facilities to go in and out to the country, also to make some kind of things. But at the end, what it requires the most is the residence as what you need is a cédula de extranjería. That's what we call that a foreigner having this cédula that is an ID. That's when is like a Colombian citizen, like is equal to a Colombian citizen. But yeah, there are also this type of opportunities to get visas depending on the amount that you're going to invest.
So I don't know if it was like really clear. Do I have to get the ID for foreigners to buy a property, or I can get the ID for foreigners if I buy property?
Oh yeah, very good question. You don't need a residency to buy property in Colombia. You can do it with your passport. Yeah, you can do it with this passport, and that's what many investors do. Yeah, they only buy even if they're buying directly, or if they want to create an entity or a society to do it. They only need their passport as an ID. Yeah. The other thing is the residence. Yeah, so that's an immigration status that is different. No, there is. I mean, depending of the amount of the investment, there is the two types of residence. Yeah, or of visa. Sorry, for visa. Yeah, because the only thing that credit that you are a Colombian resident is the cédula de extranjería. Yeah, and it requires a time living in Colombia. Well, I'm right now. I guess it's like 5 years, something like that. I don't remember, but that's how you can be as also as a Colombian citizen. So
Yeah.
then you can get a mortgage. Then you can get all things that you can have as a Colombian national.
Yeah, it's. I think I looked it up. It's 5 years exactly.
Yeah,
And
5 years.
if I would decide right now during the times of COVID that I want to purchase a home in Colombia, and there's still many travel restrictions going on, and it may be tough to travel right now to Colombia, but I would like to purchase a home. Like, do I need to travel to Colombia to sign all the documents, or can somebody purchase the home for me, or do I have to be there to do all the documents?
Yeah. That's also important. No, you can do it. I mean, you can appoint someone in Colombia. You need. I mean, it's better to say that you must appoint someone in Colombia to make all this paperwork. You have to sign the deed. Well, initially, if you want to sign the promise of purchase agreement, the deal that you're gonna have, and then to sign the deed. and you can do it through a document called the power of attorney. Yeah, that document, you go to a Colombian consulate or a Colombian embassy, and you say that with the information of the people of the person in Colombia that is gonna be appointed, and then you create the you sign this document, and on a Colombian consulate or a Colombian embassy, and with this document, the person here in Colombia can sign all the documents and do anything you need to do to complete the deal. Yeah. So yeah, there's no need to travel. Um, However, I mean, restrictions in Colombia are now less strict. We are now more open. We can travel in and out. The problem is another countries that require, for example, when you come back. Yeah, if you, for example, in Germany, you can travel to Colombia and get in, but then if you want to get in again, is
Yeah,
another thing. That's one of the issues that I have with my daughter in Australia, for example. Is one of the things that is very complicated, that she can come, but it's not easy to come back, to get back. Yeah.
exactly. And like, are there any more incentives like in place for foreign investment in Colombia, or is it just the possibility that I can like apply for citizenships after 5 years, or are there any more incentives and attraction that the Colombian government is to get the attention of more foreigners?
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned initially, the government is the compromise, the interest of the government, and I mean of the as a policy of the state is to promote foreign investment. So they are giving several incentives depending on also the type of investment that you want to make. Yeah. I mentioned initially, for example, for hotel and tourism, that there are now giving, for example, a reduce in tax income for projects in localities or municipalities that are lower than 200,000 inhabitants. So that creates a lot of opportunity for the beautiful towns that you can go and see, these colonial towns in Santander, in Armenia, at the coast, in many parts. Also, if for example, for industries, yeah, industries that wants to create facilities, distribution facilities, we have a special trade zone regime. So if you invest here, you have also reduction in the tax income, also a preference with the value added tax, uh, and those in regarding if you want invest, for example, in an industrial park, or if you want to be like the hub to distribute something, and that's one of the things that we're seeing now with the increase in the e-commerce. What we're seeing is that the companies need warehouses, need industrial facilities that can use in order to use it as a distribution center for another countries in Latin America, basically. That's regarding that. In the housing industry, for example, we have also incentives. If you are going to make a subsidized housing project, that is housing that subsidize the government, you can use I mean, uh, all the value added taxes that you pay for the project can be returned to you. So that increase also the profitability of this type of investment. That's basically the kind of thing that you can find regarding basically real estate investment, for example. No.
Yeah, that's right. And imagine if already bought the property right now, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and right now I decided to sell the property. are there any associated costs at the time I'm deciding to sell it? For example, like any seller's taxes, or I want to inherit, like to transfer the properties to somebody, or yeah, like other any other costs at the end when I decide to sell the property or to transfer the title. Maybe you can tell us something about this.
Yeah, when I mean when I'm with my clients and people that bought a property, for example, 5 years ago, and now they want to sell it. Well, the basic thing that they see is that they have an increase in the capital gain. No, that's one of the things. I mean, the cost that you're gonna have at the moment of selling are the same are the moment of buying. Man, you have to if you're gonna sell, in this case, you will have a retained tax, and also all the closing costs and all the things related with the property. No, the property tax. But it's important to address that you have this question, because some of my clients, or basically most of them, are from the U.S. Yeah, so and as a U.S. citizen, they are taxable for their worldwide income. So that's something that they have to be aware, basically, to see that if they invested $100,000, for example, 5 years ago, and now they want to sell a property in $300,000. So they have to see that at the moment of returning this investment to their home country, they're gonna see that they're gonna have a related cost.
Yeah.
So there are things that also uh, you have to be aware in order to manage. Yeah, that's basically the thing that do international investors. Yeah, they try to manage that all their investments are not as taxable, or the cost of these transfers are not affecting them a lot.
Wow, thank you. Like, these were many questions that we have answered right now, and I think there are no more questions left for today, as far as I can see. But I would love to get back with you for a second part maybe we can make like a series out of this, and the next time go into more detailed questions like, um, who can manage my property when I'm not in Colombia, and yeah, more kind of detailed questions. But I think this was a really, really great first part. And I thank you very, very much for your time. I really appreciate it. And it was a lot of value. And yes, maybe you want to add something?
Yeah, no, thank you, Anna. Yeah, the idea is well, of these lives, or this broadcasting, is also have the most information for all of the people foreigners who wants to invest, who wants to buy a property in Colombia. That's the idea. We want. I personally, what I want to do is help assist them in all the things that they have to be aware, because well, I think if I do a good job, a good work, I'm sure that more people, for example, like you, that you had a great experience when you visited Colombia, you had, and you also are very sure of what your experience was. But in the case of a transaction, it's also important to have the trust that I'm not gonna like cover the sun with a finger, as we said. And you can find people, but that are not maybe the right ones. But that is in any other country. So the most important is to have information. Information is the basic to make a decision, and that's what we're doing with these events, or with this live. So I thank you as well for organizing this and having the initiative to start doing this. And I'll be glad to get deep in that in any other subject that is needed.
Thank you very much, and hope to see you in the second part then.
Sure, 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 Anna. Thank
Thank
you.
thank
Bye.
you.